Hello guys, welcome back to the channel once again. Today I'm super mega excited to share this video with you guys because today I will be sharing a list of guess what movie lesbian movies that I will highly recommend you all to go ahead, go watch and go support. Yes, most of these movies are very well known, most of them aren't very well known, so it's a little bit a mix of everything. But before we get into further details, please don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. So first we're gonna start off with Sibyl. Hopefully I have pronounced, the name correctly. It is a 2019 movie. It is a drama and it follows psychologist who decides to leave her practice for writing because, she engages and inspired by her patient actress Margaret, who is having an affair with her co-star, who is also the husband of the film director. As Ellie uses Marcus' life as source, of material for her novel, she finds herself, unleashing her own inner desires and demons as well. The film explores themes of memory and the blending of reality and fiction. The movie actually got amazing reviews from the viewers. A lot of people feel like this is not 100% a lesbian movie, but it's more like an obsessive type of, codependent relationship that in this case, the two boy, starts to create with each other because of the different realities that they live in, just for them to start to figure out what to do and what to do next. So to each their own, but I would highly recommend you also watch the movie. I feel like it's a very good plot, very interesting, and also I feel like it didn't get enough credit. So go ahead, go watch and go support. And then moving forward, we have Knife Heart plus Heart. It is a 2018 French horror thriller. Annie is a lesbian who is troubled and produces, in this case, films in 1970s Paris. The emotional core of the film focuses on Annie's obsessive attempt to win her ex-girlfriend and film editor Louis back because she feels like, she doesn't want to lose, her ex. When a master eliminator begins brutally eliminating Annie's actors, she decides to use the real life elimination as inspiration for most ambitious film yet. The movie is very much queer and also dark at the same time because, like I said, it is a horror thriller, but it's also about, you trying to win someone back even though you are troubled and maybe the right thing is to let that person go, but because you are so attached to that person and you don't want to lose that person, you also have to worry about other things that has been going on because this one is not like a love movie, it's more like horror thriller and also a little bit romantic type of vibe. To be honest, it is a very well-known movie and it's very good. Moving forward, we have Tahara. Tahara is a 2020 film and it follows best friends Carrie and Hannah who attend the funeral of a former classmate Samantha. Rumors suggest that Samantha was queer and may have been shunned by her, peers. Hannah, who is self-aborted and obsessed with a boy named Tristan, manipulates Carrie into kissing practice session to, check if she is good at kissing while the kiss is, performative for Anna. It triggers a genuine feeling for Carrie, who realizes that she has romantic feelings for her best friend, and she knows it's a very complicated situation to come out of because she doesn't want to lose, her friendship, and she also doesn't want to make things complicated between them because she feels like, maybe it's just a temporary thing, maybe it will go away. But as time goes by, she starts to realize that no, there is something more, that she maybe, are actually definitely in love with her, but she also knows that maybe this will not work out. So it is a whole complexity of things that goes on between the two. It's basically two best friends, and one starts to have feelings for the other because of a circumstance and a situation that happened between the two. That's the whole plot of the movie. Forward, we have True Love. It is a Canadian film that was released in 2013. It follows True, a free-spirited lesbian who committed issue meets Alice, a recent widow. Her workaholic daughter Suzanne, and unlikely attraction develop between True and Alice. much to the dismay of Suzanne, who has a complicated past with Drew. But it causes conflict with Sus, who is a friend of Drew and has a very tense relationship with her mother. Despite their age gap and different lifestyles, they fall for each other. The film explores love, loss, and also acceptance. And also, you're trying to find a new connection, knowing that you might not be ready for it, but it's also very hard for you to stay away from this person because you feel like this person compliments you in so many ways and you feel like you were empty before that person comes into your life, and now you realize that this might be it, but also at the same time it's very confusing because of the dynamic that you all have going on. So more of the story, to make a long story short, is all about figuring it out life and figuring out the person that you are falling for, if they are also genuinely seeing eye to eye with you. So that is the whole plot in my opinion. And then moving forward, we have My Old ASS. The movie was released in 2024. It follows Elliot that begins the movie as a confident lesbian who has been flirting and hooking up with female barbarists. Elliot meets her 39-year-old self, who gives her a cryptic warning to stay away from a boy named Chad. Despite the warning, she decides to go full on and she actually ends up falling for him. She eventually discusses her friend that she might be bi. Chad passes away, and Elliot encourages her younger self to embrace the relationship despite the future pain, teaching her to live in the present rather than focusing on labels or fixed, or in this case, fixed, pictures, because she was questioning herself a lot because now that she likes a guy, if she's still who she is, maybe she's bi, maybe she's not, but also she ends up losing the guy. So now that the guy is not there, what is her new reality? So it's more about just you finding who you are, and you having your older version of yourself telling you what to do in the present moment that you are living in, and not focusing so much on the future. Then moving forward, we have this one that I actually came across very recently and it actually surprised me. But here we go. It is The Girl with the, in this case, Nedle. It is a 2024 movie. The story focuses on Caroline, a young pregnant woman in Copenhagen, and Dagmar, an older woman who runs an underground clinic agency. After Caroline gives her baby to Dagmar, she remains in the household to work as a vet nurse. The two women develop a twisted codependent and also unaccepted, bond, that borders on the obsessive side. The plot revolves around, the horrifying reality of Dagmar's agency, but, also her and Caroline complex relationship that they have going on, because it left a lot of questions. Are they romantically involved with one another? Do they have feelings for one another? Or is it just a bond that made them realize that maybe they are soulmates, or maybe it's just a codependent obsessive type of relationship that they have going on? But I do feel like you have to watch the movie in order to get your own conclusions. I haven't watched it, so I cannot form a very straight opinion on it, but it was recommended, so I just had to include it. So yes guys, that's basically it. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. And I also want to say, please let me know your thoughts down below in the comments, because like I always say, your opinion 100 trillion percent does matter. And I also want to say, if you guys know any other amazing movies to watch on the platform of Mubi in this case, please drop it down below in the comments. That will be also very helpful. I hope you all have enjoyed this video. Until the next video, and goodbye.